Hi everybody, how you doing? I'm back. I thought to myself we had a good stream the last couple of times, so I'm coming back. So I hope everybody's doing well. Let's see what kind of outcome we'll have today, because today is Thursday. So ooh, I think a mosquito just bit me. It's been a strange weather, like really windy today, and then it was really warm, and then it became suddenly really windy. So I had a feeling, okay, it seems like the cold and the warm are clashing, and now it's cold outside. Now it's like, let's see, well, what do we got degrees wise right now? 63 degrees. So that's like my perfect temperature. I have noticed for my body that I feel comfortable, and it is rather ironic. It's 66. Like that's literally the temperature. If you know we have that temperature, I'm perfectly fine. So, what ladles? You can sleep on the bed. Why do you want to sleep on the uncomfortable chair? Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure mosquito bit me. But anyway, yeah, we had some some people that haven't been in here in a while came in yesterday. Scooby and Miguel, and I haven't heard from Miguel. He said he had to take his dog to the vet, and it was pretty bad. And I'm just hoping that it worked out. I don't know if that's a truck or a train. She's cleaning her dirty toes. Good job, Liz. Clean those stinky toes. Those are stinky toes, littles. Okay, so yeah, and so the way that we're gonna do it again is like whoever requests a reading, I'm gonna pick a deck, and we're gonna randomly pick it which deck we're gonna choose, because like I said, I have so many now, and I love them all, and I want to use them all, and that's the way that we can be certain that I'm gonna be using them all. So, but like I said, I'm not sure how busy we're gonna be tonight, but it is okay. Yeah, I'm acting like I've been busy all day. I did work more on my great-grandfather's book. Translated another chapter, which is good. I'm getting close. I mean, I thought it was only 10 more pages, but let's see. In reality, it's now 1. That's right. Sieben, 8, 9, 10. It's now I'm at 11 pages left. All right, we're getting there. I'm excited, but I'm nervous too. And if anybody has any like advice on if there's maybe an AI program or something that can help me where I can enter the whole thing, the whole book, and it will correct it for mistakes, for grammatical errors, etc., etc. If anybody has any information on that, please let me know. I'm really kind of nervous. Waka Flocka Fool. Hi, thank you for following. Welcome. So if anybody knows what to do there, then please let me know, because I really my anxiety, it's probably not even a big deal, but I'm just like, oh my God, like am I gonna be able to figure this all out? Ugh. So if somebody knows anything about that stuff, please let me know. But anyway, how are you doing, fool? Just gonna call you that, if that's okay. How are ya? Okay. Beauty of a cross? You love me and you hate me at the same time? It's a love-hate relationship. Things are moving quickly. Oh, okay, that's what I thought you meant. Oh yeah, it's actually pure silver, and it has an engraving on the back, Solve e Coagula. It's amazing. I love it. I've had it for a while, and then I got into this phase where I wore a smaller one. I was like, I think I need to be a little bit less, but then I was like, fuck it, I love this. So you're welcome. Well, thank you for following. Oh, I got ashes. whatever the Christian religion makes death out to be is not what it is like. I don't believe. I think we can see that it's less fantastical. What I'm trying to say is I don't think you have to worry about hell, because I don't think such a place exists. I can see stuff too. That's why I do this anyway. Yeah, see, that's something like you may be able to behold the aura of the person that has passed on. The residual energy, so to say. What color is my aura then? I'd really like to know that. My brother can read auras. I can't. I can if I really try, probably, but... That's pretty cool. Never heard that before. I've heard purple before. I am thinking. I'm thinking, what is the meaning? I'm in a good place right now. Content. Happy's a big word, you know? But definitely content. Ooh, I'm waiting for an Amazon package. Are you talking about you're waiting for an Amazon package? I think everybody is waiting for an Amazon package. Yeah. I'm definitely waiting. Well, it's late, actually. It's actually so funny. And maybe not coincidental at all that you're bringing this up, because I'm waiting on a package and it's now saying it's going to be 4 days late. And I just looked at it because it was supposed to be here today. And I just looked at it. Not sure what that means, but... Jesus pieces? I don't get it. Gold Jesus cross is a sin? Oh. Because I see almost only gold Jesus crosses around here where I'm at. That's all these old ladies wear. Money hustling hoes. Right. They're going down. They're going nowhere. They're going back to the earth like we all do. Which is the best place to go, if you ask me. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. 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 Preach it. Preach it. Because that is very, very true. These are the things that people forget about. You want to be a believer of what Jesus did? You want to follow what Jesus did? Then you got to follow what Jesus did. Not just talk about it and then be a hypocrite. Because that's exactly right. I love it. I love it. I can get behind it. I can always get behind true Christianity, right? When it's true, I can get behind it. And he sat with the sinners. And he, tried to do everything that he could, He was just a good helper. Let's put it that way, right? For me, that's how I view him. So, you know. Yeah. So if these ladies want to wear these golden crosses, they should put them in the bowl. I agree. Because if you really want to help people, you gotta sacrifice some stuff. I work at the soup kitchen every Tuesday morning as a volunteer to help people because I gotta do something. I cannot sit here and not help. No, I'm not. I'm just trying to do something for others. Something that I can do. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. You try to impress? But trying to impress, I don't know if that isn't a rather selfish act. What do you think? Ah, my hair's not cooperating today again. Yesterday it didn't cooperate. Now, today it's not cooperating. Ridiculous, man. They do exist. So, for instance, when our ancestors, they talked about the Jormungandr, the serpent that wrapped the entire world, and Thor destroyed it. So when we look at these stories, there are certain of these stories. Yes, of course. Yep, the world serpent. So when we look at these old stories of like pirates and stuff too that talked about these giant squids that could take whole boats down, and we laughed at their stories and we said, "What? Our ancestors were crazy. That stuff didn't exist." And but what, maybe 15 years ago, 20 years ago, we actually discovered that such giant squids exist. So it's like there are these things that really do exist that we just haven't been able to put on paper. But our ancestors have seen them and they just couldn't, they couldn't, because we didn't have this technology. So all they could do is write about it and talk about it. They couldn't measure anything, with any tools or anything. That could have been a test of an atomic bomb too, though, or something like that. But yeah, so it is the same thing as when we first thought that Columbus was the first one to discover America, but in reality, it were the Vikings that discovered America first, and we have just recently pretty much changed that in the history books, and we're coming closer and closer and more because our technological advancement, we're able to now start measuring, start finding these things and putting them on record. Yeah, but you see, that's the thing. Like, I don't believe in demons. When we look at the history of demons, demons were created by the Catholic Church. The word, demon, the thing, whatever it means. When we really take a deep look at it, I've read about it. What it actually is the Catholic Church started calling the old gods demons, in order to manipulate and weir away people from worshiping other gods, or be fearful, or not fearful, but like, respect other forces of other gods. So they were just called demons. And then, it spun out from there with the whole Lucifer thing and all of that stuff, So demons is not something that I believe in. I believe that if there is, a residual energy of some sort, it has its purpose. And I'm also not a firm believer in evil. I believe that some things are to destroy and some things are to create, and that is it. So for me, demons, an inverted pentagram is the sign of Satan, in a sense that you are your own God within yourself. And it is actually a very positive message. So that is the way it's kind of supposed to be interpreted, and that is also how I interpret it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, when you talk about it this way, like a person is like, they're really awful and they will hurt somebody or something, like you can call them a demon or something, or you see a demon in their eyes. I get it. Because the expression, I understand the expression is meant to entail that it's very scary and violent and, bad and evil. So I understand the sentiment, but when in technicality I'm talking. So, yeah, so it's like, for me, it is too limited. We're limiting ourselves by calling these experiences ghosts, right? Because ghosts in itself, the way people think, it's not really. I don't believe that that's how it is. I believe it is residual energy. I believe that, even, for instance, you enter a house that people used to live in, and people just moved out, but these people are still alive somewhere, right? You can walk into that house and you can feel, and you can maybe see things, like you said, shadow people, or you can see mist, or you can feel something, or you can smell something, or something happens, and that is due to the residual energy that these people left behind. And they can still be very, very much alive somewhere. but they left an energy if they've stayed there for a long time. Now, if a person dies in there, I believe that maybe their entire body of energy is left there. So that's when we see like an excessive amount of these appearances and noises and whatever else. But when we read certain teachings, it will explain to you that the theory is that, when you die, there is no actual conventional consciousness of your spirit or of your soul. It is an unconscious thing that's happening then. So a ghost, they imagine, like, people imagine that the ghosts see us and they know what we're doing, and but I think if they can, if there is a consciousness, they will try hard and hard, and they can give us a little tiny glimpse or something. But I personally don't think that it is a conscious effort, like a human consciousness. It might be on a higher level consciousness, but I don't think it's, I think it's a lot different than we imagine. Yeah, like a wave after a tsunami, the water. Yep, that's a very good aura fingerprint style. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the statue, for instance, that's really cool. That's an interesting thing, because I believe that a statue, for instance, was carved and made by an artist most of the time. So maybe there's actually a residual energy of that artist inside of the statue that is actually reacting to you. And I believe it has to do with electromagnetic connection. I believe that if you electromagnetically connect to something, or it connects to you, that then these things will occur. And that is how this energy is channeled and goes back and forth. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just a thought. When you say something like this, that's my thought that I get in my head right away, that might be what it is. Or that maybe another residual energy attached to this statue. Well, cats, I mean, cats have been since the pharaohs. Since the ancient Egyptians, cats have been worshipped. It didn't matter, what color, but there was a reason, because the ancient Egyptians believed that the cats were messengers between the realms, and when cats sleep, they don't actually sleep, but rather they are stepping into the spiritual realm, and they dwell there, but they're still dwelling in this realm at the same time. So cats were looked at, as very special, and there would be high penalties and punishment if you harmed a cat, or something like that. So I do believe that a cat appearing is something that is of meaning. It could, it's hard to say what kind of meaning. I could imagine like maybe 2 or 3 right now, but I think there's definitely something to that. Well, also, I mean, first and foremost, I worship animals of all kinds. I love animals of all kinds. I consider them all my animals. Like, I consider them that. So anybody that harms an animal, they need to be harmed. Period. Because my philosophy is always like, first of all, like, you know, generally we can know that animals, they They just live to survive. They didn't ask to be here, just like us basically, but they didn't ask to be here. They didn't ask to be less conscious in the sense that we are. They didn't ask for any of this. So they just live to survive. They do not roam this planet to harm anybody. They just live to survive. So they need us to, I believe that, we just need to leave them be. We should have left them be always. Instead, we've done nothing but horrible things. We have put them in captivity. We have hunted them to extinction. We have tortured them. We have done everything under the sun and the moon that we should have never done. Because animals are still closer to nature than we are, because we have come so far away from nature, which is very unfortunate and tragic, and it's unnatural. We should be just as close to nature as animals are, and we no longer are, and it's really it's upsetting. It's really upsetting. That's why I always try to connect with nature at any turn, in any way I can. That's my biggest thing. So first of all that. Second of all, or part of it too is that animals are pretty much everything that we humans fail to be, because we have, like I said, we have gone away from our natural ways, and just we're seeing the repercussions. It's not working. It is not working the way we imagine it, the way we had hoped for, because I read another book that talked about how the reason why people have gone so far away from nature is fear, because people just started rejecting and fearing nature, and that's why they built higher walls and bigger walls and thicker walls around nature, move further away from nature because of fear. And that's also why the destruction of nature is huge. Humanity is huge into the destruction of nature. And I believe it's because people don't understand that when you are in nature, you got to remember, as a human, you're the most dangerous animal there. Out of all the animals there, you're the most dangerous one, first of all. And second of all, the reason why humans are so afraid is because they have never been close to the old gods anymore, to their ancestors. Because when you are in actual nature and you are cut off from civilization, that's when you are literally in a place where you hear things, you see things, and it is nerve-wracking at first, but we understand that the old gods dwell there. And people, because they have become so indoctrinated and so afraid, especially like a lot of, the Christian teachings and stuff will burn this bullshit into the brain, that they need to get away from all that because it's pagan, because it's bad, it's the devil, just to instill more fear, just to destroy more nature, just to, and then we come into the, just become richer and to become more powerful and to become more oppressive to other things. And yeah, so it's all this shit, you know what I mean? Yeah, so it's pretty sad. So that's why, like, I really live my life on eggshells when it comes to that part. I will not even, like, I had a ladybug in my bathroom the other day, and anybody that I know would have just either left it there to die or smashed it or whatever, and I just I can't, and I won't do it. I won't fucking do it. I will capture this creature and I will save it. I even I had a huge wasp in my room. I mean, I'm talking about, this thing was this big. And I'm telling you, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of spiders. I'm not afraid of nothing. If I'm afraid of one thing, it's a wasp or a mud dauber or a hornet. These things scare me. These things scare me so bad. So, and I took all my courage, and I grabbed the vacuum, and I pulled the hose out, and I vacuumed it, inside, and I felt so bad. And I looked inside the thing, and it was in there, and it was still moving around. I was like, all right, it's okay. I can save it. And I took the thing, and I ran downstairs, and I opened the thing up, and I just set it on the grass. and I let the vacuum box thing sit on the grass so that the hornet or the wasp could go out and survive. It just wouldn't go out. I was like, fuck. So I took it and I kind of shook it and it fell out. And it was kind of funny. It was like a cartoon because it was like completely covered in dust from the vacuum cleaner, and it was just like walking around with all this dust, and I felt so bad, but at least like it kind of like dusted itself off, and then later it was gone and it survived. And I was so happy about that because this animal is not trying to harm me because it's bad and it's like, fuck you, I want to hurt you. No, this animal is going to hurt me because this animal is scared. Because he kept on, I say he, whatever. It kept on trying to go through the cracks of my ceiling to try to get back outside desperately the whole time. It was so desperate trying to find some kind of slit that it could go in and go outside. And I watched it and I felt so bad, So I have no anger toward a hornet stinging me because I know, but it's just like, I'm scared, still because shit, I don't know if I'm allergic. My mom was allergic, so I could be, it could be hereditary. I'm not sure. So I'm afraid, and I still don't want to get stung. Even if I'm not allergic, I don't want to get fucking stung. Try to turn on my air conditioner. That's what I try to do. It's probably blue because my phone is blue. Oops. Yeah, so anybody that harms any animal should be harmed as they harmed the animal. Like I'm very much disappointed in the fact that a human life is considered in society so much more worth than an animal life. That's absolute bullshit. For people that eat meat, like animals feed us, animals give us milk to feed us, animals give us they used to give us fur. They still give us fur in many ways. Like there's many things that animals do for us, and we repay them with nothing but violence and horrible treatment, and it's just not okay. Lightning bolts into my head. Okay. No, I don't. I'm a shaman. I can create my own lightning bolts to my head. Thanks. I don't need anybody doing that for me. But anyway, A lot of sirens going on today. I fucking hate cops. They're good for nothing. Oh man. Not sure if we're gonna have. Ooh. Foot start itching. Oops. Oh wow, the last one. Playing a game on here right now because nobody here. windy again. That's nothing. So that's it. Ugh. stupid. One gram. One. Wondering. Okay, well, it doesn't look like maybe people are coming tonight, which is fine. We had a couple good streams. There's gotta be a bad one in there. Not a bad one, but a slow one. So yeah, I think I'm gonna hop off for tonight. Everybody, it was really nice though. It's nice talking to you, fool. I guess that's what I'm gonna call you. Yeah, and I'm gonna be back. I don't know. I'm gonna be back sometime next week because I have a show on Sunday, so I can't really. I don't have a show. My band doesn't have a show, but I'm going to a show. I'm going to see a show on Sunday, so I can't really, I can't be here. But oh, this one actually has one like. How? I guess I'm leaving it up. Okay, guys. Thank you for coming by tonight. Whoever was here. I do want to say I appreciate you guys at all times. Whoever comes here, I appreciate it very much. So I'll see you next time. I'll see you next week sometime. Help the cause and stop reproducing. And don't forget to mourn those that are in spiritual turmoil. And until next time, I say tschüss, zdravo, and bye.